What the fuck? I feel like I peed myself. That's just water from my tea.
Sure it is.
My tea.
Did you just go for a pee?
I don't want to share that with everyone.
Well, you did in your pants, I see. Welcome to Watch and Complain episode 203.
I'm dunking my tea bag.
He's teabagging.
That's not a euphemism. I'm actually dunking my
He's
tea
not
bag.
playing Halo.
Teabagging.
On this episode, we are doing a Hour of Sour episode where we talk for an hour about whatever the fuck we want.
Yep. And you people will probably have zero interest. Personally, you know what?
It's better for taking snippets and putting them on TikTok and getting like 3,000 views.
Not to mention, I'd rather, if I was going to watch a video of two idiots sitting down talking about something, and even when I'm doing podcasting, I like when it's just kind of a fucking scatter shot. They're not talking about anything specific. Like they're just kind of talking about anything. Those are always what I prefer because I don't care to listen to someone talk about Transformers for an hour. But I'm like, hey, let's talk about 20 different things. That'd be fun.
But like if it's your favorite movie and you're super excited and you just watched it and like that week you're like, oh, I want to keep up with this excitement that I've been having. I want to see what other people think. Oh, my favorite podcasters are talking about Halloween, the 27th movie of the series.
Did your family ever have one of those little, like, it's like a coaster that they put tea bags in to save them for later? Because this tea bag, this is the second time I've used this tea bag for this tea, and it doesn't have as much flavor as it did before. But did you guys have one of those little things?
My friend Kevin loved When You Burnt Yourself.
Oh, really? Yeah, my family laughed at that too.
He's like, I watch your show through TikTok, just like everyone else, supposedly.
And they thought it was funny when I burnt myself?
There's like 20 to 30 views on our YouTube videos, and there's like 6,000 per video on TikTok. I was just saying to him, we should just put it all in parts on TikTok.
That's what we should do.
See what happens.
TikTok is the new cool thing.
This episode.
And I want to be with the cool kids.
This episode, every 10 minutes of this episode is going to go up on TikTok, and we'll see how it does.
You'll make an hour?
This will be an experiment.
Or maybe a talkerman.
Talk experiment. Anyway, we do 60 minutes of this, so there'll be 6 episodes for you to enjoy.
I'd argue for you to watch, not to enjoy.
Let's just see what happens.
I wouldn't enjoy it.
Let's experiment, Rob.
I wouldn't.
Would you like to experiment, Rob?
Yes.
This leads into one of the topics that I have, and that's I'm hating going to the movies.
Yeah.
Especially for things like Transformers and Fast X, and especially when these days they're coming to streaming so fast.
I think it was like, so we're on what, 203 episodes now? What, episode 5 or 6? I told you that the theater experience is dead.
It's not dead.
It's on life support. It's
renewed.
The renewal of it is life support. It is still going to die out because it just doesn't have
it doesn't have the oomph that it used to.
Yeah.
Like you don't go like.
But it's also, it's no longer like going to the movies is not like a family affair or going with your friends and doing that.
Yeah.
Now you get together with your friends and you're all chatting on TikTok and you all want to do something at somebody's house or you want to go do something together while being able to fuck around all on your phones. Even if you're all in the same room, you want to be able to talk to each other and chat with each other through your phones and whatnot. Everything is online related. What can you do to make what you're currently doing online at that time, like a live tweet, you know what I mean? A live tweet of it.
Because it's looked down upon, right?
Yeah, you can't do that in the theater. So that's why I think more
every time you take your phone out at the movie, I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yep.
Someone's gonna come over and
so that's why
us.
I think now the whole, hey, let's go to Phil's house because he has Transformers Rise of the Fallen, and let's just talk about it and fucking tweet about it and shit. You do have it, you thief.
No.
You stole the digital reel from Cineplex.
I
watched them.
$30.
My watch is too tight.
Spent $30. If it was an Apple Watch, it would be tightening, and you wouldn't have that problem ever.
Maybe that's my wife's is self-tightening.
Nice.
Her Apple Watch.
Yeah. Oh, Apple Watch.
What did you think I was talking about?
The bun in her hair.
Oh, no, I tightened that.
So I'm really... okay, $30 doesn't sound like much, but then you get your concessions and,
right.
and it adds up if you go every week.
Yep.
And then you go in your theater. It's not like it used to be where like the theaters would fill up or you'd have a great experience, hopefully.
Yep.
Now you get like half the people that show up and they still say box office numbers are amazing, and they are, but I don't know where that's coming from.
Yeah, I don't know the last time I was shoulder. You know, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. The last time I was shoulder to shoulder with people and the theater was not sold out, but pretty packed was Mario.
But that was probably on like a Thursday or Friday night.
I think we saw it opening night. Yeah.
Yeah. So even these days, you could go sometimes Wednesday nights. No one's there.
Yep, no one's there.
Thursday nights, sometimes half the people are there.
Yep.
And then Friday nights is when it happens. But a lot of them lately, you haven't, like, you have to go to like the 7 or 10 o'clock show. You can't go to 6:30. You can't go to the 6.
Yeah. Well, it's the money, and it's like, for me, the thing that bothers me, because I'm an old curmudgeon, is I don't like when people like are laughing in inappropriate times. I don't like knowing someone's behind me. I don't like someone in front of me.
Kick my seat and you die. Yeah.
People are talking. People are fucking looking at phones and shit. And look, everyone's going to do that. That's not what I don't care if they do that, but I want to be taken out of that. I don't enjoy that. I could even go to a theater where everyone was silent, and if it's like a fucking, movie like Dungeons and Dragons where you're supposed to like, woo, and everyone's supposed to go crazy and be super excited and whatnot, or even Transformers, wherever you want, like everyone all excited, all for
that's
one for
a
all.
read the room type of situation.
Yeah, and it's not there. You're like, oh, it's kind of depressing. Like when I went and saw Endgame or Infinity War, like everyone was just like, woo, and cheering and shit when stuff happened. That's a fun experience. But when you're doing it in a movie where that moment comes up and no one does anything, it's like, not that I'm going to do it at home or I'm not even going to take part in it, but it's a fun experience when everybody's doing it.
That's the fun part when you get that movie, and I'll give you another experience too. That movie where you're just like,
hand job.
It's a gradual thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like people don't know the room. They're not sure if they should be like, oh yeah, out loud. They're doing it in their head, obviously.
Yep.
And then someone does it, and then someone else does it, and then they feed off each other, and then it becomes a nice thing. As long as it's not like stupid dumbasses thinking they're doing the right thing.
I had the exact example of that. I remember it very clearly with Endgame, where Thanos is pressing the axe Stormbreaker down into Thor's chest, and you hear clink of you see the hammer. You see Mjolnir start to rise, and one guy was like, "Oh yeah!" And our theater was one guy, and the Mjolnir goes by and cracks Thanos, and everyone was like, "What?" And then it flies out, and they're like, "Come on!" And you heard more and more people, and then as soon as it fucking went back, and you see Captain America grab it and turn, our whole fucking crowd erupted, including me. And I was like, we were all like, yeah, like this, like, but it was great. That's exactly what it was. It was the one guy was like, all right, everybody get ready. And then 2 or 3 guys were like, oh yeah, it's good. And then all of us were like, all right.
It's like giving everyone permission.
Yep. This is like, dude, let's fucking get into it. And it was great, but.
It's the same for a wrestling show. And even when they used to do, and they kind of do it now too, but not here, wrestling pay-per-views in the theater. Because you're all wrestling fans. You should all do the wrestling thing. But it seems dumb that you're cheering the screen. Yeah. Because when you're at an event, you're cheering on the wrestlers or booing the wrestlers to them.
Yep.
But it's one-sided when you're at a movie
But I mean,
theater.
it's the same as when you're going to watch like a fucking hockey game at a bar. You know what I mean? Everybody's just cheering for everything. I will say...
You're there for the experience.
So on the flip side of that, this weekend I watched Evil Dead Rise. I woke up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, Saturday morning, because I'm super hardcore.
And screening room was putting Evil Dead Rise on. That's
right, exactly.
At 5 a.m.
So I'm a real party animal. I go to bed usually at like 9 o'clock at night on a Friday night. Woke up at about 5 o'clock in the morning, came down, watched Evil Dead Rise. And I'm watching Evil Dead Rise.
You rose to the occasion.
And I'm laughing at the parts that are really stupid. And I'm like, talking through the title, what the fuck would you do that for? What fucking person does that? You fucking idiot. And I'm like laughing and yelling at the screen. I like to do that, but I would never do that in a crowd full of people, in an audience. I got
unless you kind of got permission.
That's what I mean. When you watch that with your friends at home, I do that constantly. Karen fucking hates it that I talk during movies. So I'm like, hey, it's my house, it's my TV. I'm gonna do what I want. But when I'm watching stuff like that, that to me, that's my sweet spot for watching movies. Watching it at home on my own, I can say whatever I want. I can pause it. I can laugh and rewind. What the fuck did I was talking about? What the fuck that guy just saying? Rewind it type of thing. I like doing that.
He pretends he's on a podcast.
That's right. And then I'm like, what do you think, Phil? And I just got this little
statue of Buddha.
This little Buddha statue. Or I just bring in the Star Wars helmet.
It's old,
it
Phil.
Sits behind me. What do you think, Phil?
It's your wife, and she's like pretending to be me.
Stop calling me Phil.
Yeah, this is weird.
You're gonna get filled, bitch. But
I don't want that in the same sentence.
What about you're gonna get filled by Phil?
No.
Gross.
I have a wife.
I have a wife. But
as a warning.
Oh my God, my virus protection. But yeah, the theater experience is on its last fucking leg.
I can't say that because you've been saying that since COVID.
Hey man, a last leg might last fucking years. Look at drive-ins. Drive-ins were around for like 50 years, and then it took them like 10 years to die out.
Well, look at the radio.
Yeah, good point.
Magazines.
So it's
newspapers.
It got like a fucking somebody hit the heart and the EKG started doing it again.
Why
for
is
the theater
DVD
after COVID.
still here?
Right? But you know what? DVD's here because people still have that format. VHS is still here because some people keep that format.
No, you just get rid of those. Get rid of Blu-ray. All digital. Let's go.
But that's why theaters will remain because one, they've got it's a huge business, nowhere near as big as it used to be, but it's a huge business, and it's got to take time to die out, and it is dying, and it'll be dead. So all those people that it's not going to die, you're wrong. Accept you're wrong, and just enjoy it while it lasts. Enjoy places like the screening room. Enjoy places like the TIFF Bell Lightbox, but it's gonna die. That's just how it works.
Eventually, but I think we're going to be like. It's good. Maybe not even in our lifetime.
Yeah, true.
But I just hate it. Another thing I really hate: people going to the theater in flip flops, no socks. And I know you don't wear socks with flip. That's a thing.
I don't wear socks at all because I fucking hate them.
But I don't mind if you take your feet out of your shoes, and you are wearing socks, clean socks, hopefully. But when your bare feet are on there touching the seat like you would be at home, like,
you're such a fucking you're such a germaphobe of a person.
It's not It's not. It's just I think it's natural to be like, ugh. Well, why didn't you get into your thong and
I'm not going to wear thongs on my feet. That's what the type of flip flop is called, a thong.
That's why I laughed because it was funny. You don't have to defend yourself when someone laughs at your jokes.
Oh, I have
to
defend myself when someone laughs at me.
Not at you. Anyway,
with me.
That kind of shit bothers me. I'm just like, oh, you're white trash.
I don't know. I guess I just expect the absolute least from people at
They're
theaters.
Just like laying down like this with their blanket.
Jacking off underneath
they
it.
bought there for $40.
I feel bad about saying it because I do
they
enjoy
came in their robe and then just open it up.
I do enjoy the theater experience when it works, but I haven't had a theater experience that worked in years. I think the last
only when we go together.
Oh, exactly, because we can
joke around.
We can
fall asleep,
do the wave together. Yeah, with our heads on each other.
No, like this.
No, it was like. That was so goddamn funny. But whatever. But yes.
By the way, that was Cocaine Bear, and I fell asleep multiple times.
Yep.
It's a bad movie. Oh, now they're doing. Did you see the stupid trailer for what is it, Cocaine Shark or
Cocaine Shark? I can't believe that
garbage.
They're making
Cocaine Crocodile.
Cocaine Bear has the and did have the potential, and it was fun. It was fun and silly. But I'm seeing this movie Flaming Hot about the guy that invented the Flaming Hot Cheeto. And it's directed by Eva Longoria. That's supposed to mean something. The girl from...
this goes in the same range as like the Tetris movie. And
see, the Tetris movie, I watched the trailer for it, and I got to watch it. But the Tetris movie looks like it's a story.
They say it's a good movie, but still.
But for me, the Flaming Hot Cheeto thing, I guess I just can't imagine. And maybe I'm totally wrong, and maybe it's a great movie, and I'd love to be fucking proven wrong. But it just seems like, why in the fuck would I go and watch a movie about a guy that invented a Cheeto? And I get it because he was Mexican, and it's, supporting Mexican culture and them and the workforce, and that's great. But I can't even pretend to be interested in a movie about a guy that invented a fucking Cheeto. The Blackberry movie looks hilariously funny, so sure, I'm on board for that. Cocaine Bear looks silly as fuck, so I wanted to go see that. But if you were like, we're going to show you a movie about the guy that invented the IHOP, and I'm like, I don't care. I don't fucking give a shit how International House of Pancakes came to fucking reality. But then when you watch the movie The Founder, where they use Michael Keaton as I can't remember the guy's name, but the guy that basically franchised McDonald's, that was a great story. And I was really floored by that. I'm like, wow, this is a great movie. I never expected it to be.
Or Air is supposed to be really good.
See, that's another one. I don't care. And maybe you're right. Maybe I'll watch it. I'll be like, wow, that was really good. But the subject, I just don't give a shit, so.
Yeah.
I agree.
I want to talk. Well, what do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about the movies I watched over the past couple of weeks.
Okay.
I went and saw Beau Was Afraid, which I enjoyed very much. I like Ari Aster a lot. I feel he hit an absolute bullseye with Hereditary.
Did you see it at the screening room?
I did.
I'm giving them their promotion.
I love the screening room.
Because they need it.
Yep.
They just got their projector money.
Yeah, another digital one. Yeah. That's great. It's great to hear.
So now you're going to see movies better on that screen.
Yep. But
is it the same projector they had, or are they upgraded?
I don't believe so. I believe they upgraded. The original was a film, this one went to digital one. But watch Beau Was Afraid. I enjoyed that because Hereditary was great. Midsommar was not great. And Beau Was Afraid was great again. Enjoyed it very much. At home, I've been watching a few different movies. I watched Evil Dead Rise. I watched a Giallo movie called Phenomena.
Is that like porn? Giallo?
No, Giallo is Italian horror.
Okay.
Which was not very good. I keep on trying to pretend to myself that maybe I'll enjoy this Italian horror movie. And
was there any Italian horror movies that you loved?
That's what I'm saying. I never really have. There's never really been any.
So are you so like, I can't find any horror movies that I haven't watched that I have to go into other...
No.
Okay.
There's tons of horror movies I haven't seen, which is why right now I've got a lot that I'm going through. My sons recently have been getting into Watch Mojo and What Culture on YouTube, and top 10 horror movies you've never seen, and top 10 found footage movies that'll scare your pants off, and blah, blah, blah. So they've been watching those. Dad, have you ever seen that? And some of them, no. So I'll put them in my little to-watch list. Some of which I have watched recently that have been like, there's a reason I never watched this because it's fucking crap. But I'm always hoping for a diamond in the rough. But watched Evil Dead Rise, watched Phenomena, and I watched
Phenomena, the one with the he can do things. He's got hair. Is it John Travolta? No, I don't know.
Yeah.
Isn't that Phenomenon or something?
Yeah, but does that look like an Italian horror movie to you?
Yes. Could be.
It's one of Jennifer Connelly's very first movies, and Donald Pleasant stars in it as an Irish doctor who's in a wheelchair. It's not very good. I don't enjoy Giallo movies. The people that love them absolutely love them. They're not for me.
They're just afraid of people in wheelchairs.
Exactly, who speak with Irish accents.
But
then I also watched...
Figure out the stairs thing.
I finally got around to watching The Banshees of Inisherin, which was great. I really enjoyed it.
Did you need subtitles?
Yeah, because some of it is...
really strong Irish.
Strong Irish Gaelic stuff. So you're like, what the fuck are they talking about? And so yeah, I watched that, and I enjoyed it. It definitely was not what I thought it was going to be. It's made by, I believe, by the same guys I made In Bruges, and they made something else, but I really loved In Bruges, don't know how you pronounce that. And I really did enjoy this one. Me and my sons have been watching, starting with episode 1. We're going to go through all the Star Wars movies.
Well, that's unfortunate.
They have been constantly bored, which has been funny.
Episode 1's bad. I told you that I went to the re-release in 3D and fell asleep. And I was like, I like the pod racing. I like the Gungan stuff. But I fell asleep. All the political stuff, it just... Ugh.
But so now, we're about to get into... I was considering, should I show them Rogue One? Because Rogue One is effectively episode 3.5. But I'm like,
One's good.
nah.
Yeah, why would you skip that one?
Because I want to stay with the episodes, the
Why
saga.
don't you go chronological order
Fuck
here?
that. Because then we'd have to include Solo,
Easier to follow.
Rebels, and the Clone
Solo
Wars.
I liked.
We have to include Rebels and the Clone Wars and everything else. So fuck it. I'll just go with the saga movies.
It just takes them until they're like 20.
But now the next one, of course, is episode 4. So I'm looking forward to watching that. We've been doing that. We've
Jedi?
been. No. What episode is Return of the Jedi?
Not Return of the Jedi, sorry.
All right, what's number 1 called?
A New Hope.
What's number 1 called?
1 is the Gungans.
What's number 2 called?
Phantom Menace.
Yes, the Phantom Gungans.
2 is Return of the Clones.
Yeah, Return of the Clones.
Attack of the Clones.
What's number 3 called?
Attack of the Clones 2.
What's number 4 called?
A New Hope.
Number 5?
I know I always get these mixed up. It's Return of the Jedi.
Yep. What's number 6?
Empire Strikes Back.
And what's number 7?
Oh God.
Oh God. That's what Ray yells.
It's the new series. I hate them. Ray's First Date. I don't.
What's number 8?
I don't know. Forgotten.
What's number 9?
Forgot.
Okay, it's good that you're.
I don't care.
10 for 10.
These would suck.
You know what? That's not true. Force Awakens, I really enjoyed. I think all of us really enjoyed Force Awakens because if you pretended, I think the majority of fans saw it and was like, oh, that was a reboot of number 1, of the very first one that we saw, episode 4, and everybody loved it. The people who were like, no, it's a continuation of the saga, you were like, yeah, but it's basically just a redo of the original, man. And I think everybody was on board. Everybody enjoyed it. And then Last Jedi came out.
Is that the birds? The
porgs?
Yeah, and the bird penguins.
Yes, that guy.
Yeah, that one.
Last
we
Jedi.
Point to a picture of your son.
Last Jedi was a fine movie, but not a very good Star Wars movie. And then Episode 9, which is, I think this will be the second time when I watched it with the boys, but the second time I've seen it to completion. It is not a good movie.
I don't remember a thing.
Wow, you should come over and watch it too.
No,
you will enjoy it.
One of them, I got sick on the 4D chairs.
Oh, the D box chairs?
Yeah. To be fair.
Hey, Dexter, what did you think of
any Star Wars?
The 3 Star Wars. Which ones was your favorite?
Probably
it's a loaded question.
The third one.
Which was called?
Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah. Elliot, what about you?
The one that wasn't boring.
Which one was that?
Don't remember.
None of them, exactly.
I don't remember.
Jeez.
Rojoni.
Is that like their version of Baba Booey?
I don't know what these kids are ever saying.
It's weird.
Wait until your fucking kid's a teenager.
I'm almost 40. Jeez.
Wait until your kid's a teenager and they're saying shit and you're like, I don't have a clue what they're talking about.
Well, that's
like they're having a whole conversation with you. You're like, I don't know.
That's if
what
my
they're
son
talking
survives
about.
that long.
Oh, they'll survive. You want to punch them. You can't, but you do want to fucking punch them sometimes.
It depends on the day, hour.
Sometimes you really want to punch them.
Oh my God. I would never do it, but you fantasize.
You do. You really do.
It's along that same line as punching your wife. Yours, not mine.
Yeah, we want to punch each other wives like strangers on a train. Crisscross, cancel it out.
There's nothing wrong with that, right?
But yeah, I also watched for the other podcast we watched a movie called As Above So Below that fucking sucks. It was laughably bad. And then today I watched a movie called Clock. Was it bad? And now I'm watching a movie that so far has been kind of fun. It's called Brawl on Cell Block 99. It stars Vince Vaughn, and he's like serious. He's like an ex-con in it. And so far it's been pretty fun. It's made by the same guy that made Bone Tomahawk. So I'm enjoying it. And that's what I've been watching. Oh, and we've been watching TNG.
Have you been watching From?
No, second season? No, how has it been?
So I love it.
Really?
But you know me, you could hate the shit out of it, and I would be like, I love it.
That first season I watched it, and it's not bad.
It's more of the same.
But it got a little tedious by the end. I'm like, all right, I'm getting a little bored with where this is going.
I'm sure you're going to think the same thing. It's completely the same line, but there's some like other fantastic stuff that happens that you're just gonna go, what the fuck?
Hey, I'm okay with what the fuck stuff as long as the overall narrative of the story, if it fits into it and makes it fun, that's all I care about. You know, like Lost was great until it really wasn't.
Oh, this is just another loss.
And it's another Lost.
It totally is.
But From
I'm
might be
enjoying
great
it.
until it's really bad.
It's like when you watch like really bad horror type stuff and you're like, I'm just watching it to enjoy it at this point.
Cat.
I know it's shit, but
Everyone's
it's a
probably going to
trope.
see the cat get up on the
it's
table.
fine.
hate this
It'll
cat.
get the hits. It'll get the come here.
What do you think of that?
It's not nice. That's on TikTok now. Well, I guess this whole thing's.
I hope this cat gets run over by a fucking truck.
Hi.
Go fuck
Hi.
yourself, cat.
Don't shit on me.
It
Is
won't.
this Bowser?
Yes, Bowser. I call them meatballs.
I'm gonna move the mic so I can breathe. Hi. Don't scratch me, please.
This cat is awful.
Oh, come here. It's okay. I can't stop.
See, this is what it does. And then it slows everything. Yeah, fuck off, cat. Get lost.
I didn't hit my climax.
You were covered in pussy.
I was.
But we're watching TNG.
She was a redhead.
Oh,
Hold on. Hold that thought.
I'm going to have to edit that.
Yeah, it'll just be bloop.
But yeah, so that's what I've been watching. What about you? What have you been watching?
I just said from.
It's called fucking From, not
I know.
From.
I like messing with you.
From.
Stir Wars. Trying to think of anything else I've been watching. I have not watched the Hornets. That's not what it's called.
Yellow Jackets.
Yellow Jackets. That's it.
Yeah, we finished season 2. It didn't
it-
end as good as season 1, but it was still good. It was,
Still
it was a good
good?
season. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. I wanted to binge it at some point.
There's enough good acting in it, specifically by of course, Melanie Linsky. But Christina Ricci's great. What's her name? Whatever her name is there. Like, there's a whole bunch of good acting in it, all except for one that you'll see when you watch it. But yeah, it was really enjoyable. It wasn't as good as the first season, but it was enjoyable.
You know what's coming? Star Trek.
Oh yeah, Strange New Worlds. Hey, you know what? I'm on.
You love it.
Yeah. Not great,
It's a Star Trek you love.
but
You know what you like? Picard.
you know what?
TNG.
Speaking of
Did
fucking
you
Picard,
finally watch it?
so
You should watch it. Did you watch it?
no, but I did watch the Red Letter Media guys review season 3 of Picard, and apparently
TNG.
the new showrunner that they brought in for season 3 like kept Alex Kurtzman and Patrick Stewart and all of the original writers like basically fired them all. Said stay out of the fucking writing room. Me and my crew are going to take care of this because we have a vision for what we want this to be, and it is the best season of all of them.
Yeah.
And so
I
was
agree.
recommended by them to watch all of TNG, then watch the movies, which we won't do, and then watch season 3 of Picard because it's almost like it picks up.
That's a lot, though.
Well, we're right now we've
If you're not a fan, then sure. But if you're a fan, then you can just
we're
jump
fans.
into it.
We're right now in right in the start of season 2 of TNG, and we're very much
It's
enjoying it.
Very much.
Not to mention-
an homage to TNG.
The remastered TNG is so fucking
good?
good looking. It looks really good.
I should watch it.
I wish they remastered the others, but they didn't.
I would love for them to revisit Voyager stuff. If they did I know they're not going to go back and do like Deep Space Nine or Voyager, but they should do Voyager because that was like a lot of people's favorite.
Yeah.
That was,
true.
They're never going to touch Enterprise.
No.
It failed, but I loved that.
You know, I don't
I
think
loved
Enterprise
Enterprise.
failed. I think just Enterprise, they were like, okay, if we're going to come back and bring Star Trek back, let's bring it back with a bang. We'll spend some good money and we'll make
back
it. Yeah, like we'll make it in an age before Kirk, before fucking everything. And a lot of people were like, not on board with that.
Been a long time getting from there to here. Isn't that Enterprise theme song? Did you ever watch it?
I think I watched a couple episodes, but I just didn't care. As soon as I found out that it was not like, what's the right word?
Your type of show?
Yeah, you know what?
You know what?
You know what? That's true.
You should go back and watch
I think
it.
I will because I have a feeling that I believe I binged
It's a good one to
TNG,
binge.
but I believe I binged TNG, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, and I was kind of just Star Trekked out. And maybe that's why I didn't give it enough of a chance, but I will. I'm going to watch all TNG. I'm going to see if anybody's AI remastered Voyager or Deep Space Nine.
I love that the AI stuff is happening because they're doing that with a lot of things. But I hope they do it with what we're currently watching. But my wife and I have gone back to watch Stargate SG-1.
Oh, cool!
Which is amazing. I love this show.
I think I never watched Stargate SG-1, but I really liked Battlestar Galactica, the remake of that. That was great. That one I really enjoyed.
Those are polar different type of shows because I would put Stargate more along the same lines as TNG, where it's like it's an adventure action show, but it's comedy as well.
Also kind of episodic, I think. Whereas TNG or Battlestar Galactica was like one.
There is some arc, but it's not yet. Battlestar Galactica is a full arc. Yes,
like a Noah's Ark.
Not that kind of arc. More like a Halo.
That show's coming back soon too.
The best scene from Battlestar Galactica was in one of the late season episodes where they were doing like a new graphics, like new quality or something. Like I don't think it was 4K, but it was like it might have been 4K.
I don't think 4K was out when that was done.
Well, there was the ship taking off from one of the planets that they were stuck on or whatever, and it did a bottom up view, looking at the ship
referred to as
off.
the gynecologist view.
Just looking up her skirt, and it was beautiful. It's right here.
Watch this. You know what it's going to be?
It's on TikTok. You can watch it.
It's going to be a picture of a gynecologist's office.
But I've been watching Stargate, and it's just it's a dumb show.
How come you're not going back to your Sliders show?
Sliders you have to be in the mood for, and the problem with Sliders, early Sliders is really good. Like it's one of those
until they sold out.
Episodic, exactly. One of those episodic shows where it's like it's the theme of the week, whatever we want to do, whatever trope we want to do. That they should have stuck with. That would get them long.
But they went into like an arc.
They went into straight like storyline arc.
Yikes!
With the Cro-Mags, which was a race of whatever beings that were sliding and were killing people and enslaving the earth and in different parallel universes. And I'm just like, I want to see dinosaurs.
No more Cro-Mags.
Well, the most popular episode of Sliders, I would say, was when they did the CG dinosaurs when it was still like
new.
Yeah, when TV didn't do it or they didn't do it well. Before the La Brea times. La Brea.
Fuck that show.
Oh,
is that show back? Is it still going?
I think it finally got. I don't know.
Good Lord.
To be honest, it is probably one of those dumb shows for people who watch NBC.
Have you watched
television?
That Wednesday show at all?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Never watched it.
I watched a few episodes. I haven't gotten through the whole.
Yeah, I don't really have any interest in it, but I saw it. Oh fuck! And I saw people talking about it. Blah! But I had no interest in it.
She does a great job.
I'm sure she does. I just don't have any interest.
And she doesn't need script writers.
She doesn't need
script writers.
Oh, why?
It's a joke because
that is a good joke.
Before the script writing strikes happened, she was saying to some press thing, well, I had to write some scenes for my character because the way that they put it across wasn't the way Wednesday would have done it. So I rewrote it, and they had to listen to me, or something like that. And it was just, and then she doubles down. She's like, sometimes you kind of have to do that with some scripts. You have to put yourself into the position of the actor, and you have to push for, or not the actor, the part.
Script writer, yeah.
No, the part.
Oh, okay.
And you have to be like, this character wouldn't do this, and to an extent, I completely agree with her. But it was the wrong time.
Not to mention, so you get an incredible actor that like Daniel Day-Lewis that goes into a role and does that, and you're like, okay, like I believe this actor will eat, sleep, and breathe this character while he is making this movie or this show or whatever, and then you get whoever this girl, Jenna Ortega, I think her name is. It's doing Wednesday. I don't know. I'm sure she's a fine actress.
But she puts her all into it, and it shows. She did amazing job.
And maybe, you know what? Maybe she deserves the same accolades and the same trust as when that character. I'm sure she's fine. I don't care, so I haven't watched it. I find I've been, like I said, I've been adding these movies to my to-watch list and TV shows to my to-watch list, and then watching them and realizing, like, wow, these were fucking overhyped. This is junk.
I wouldn't say that about...
No, I'm not saying about Wednesday, but I'm saying the more shows I get like that, the less I am. Someone says to me, "Oh my god, you got to watch the show." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, I'll add it to the list," and I never do.
We're definitely at the end of that whole Netflix type example where it's like throw all the money at everything you can to. But that was led up to the fact that they were doing that just to build a library, so that they could just air it on Netflix.
I tell you one thing, I have absolutely no fucking interest in the Secret Wars, or Secret Invasion, whatever it's called. It's a lead up to more. So that I know I'll have to watch it for the show, but I've watched a couple trailers on it on Instagram, and I don't give a fuck.
Lately, we're not doing series by episode.
Oh yeah, we do it as a whole once we're done it, right?
Yeah, once we're done, we talk about it like from.
But and then. Same with the Flash movie. The only thing I really like about the Flash movie is they've been trying to push it as a Flash movie. So I think it's been in development hell for like 10 years.
They're really pushing it as the second coming of
Batman,
of like an amazing DC script.
They are, but I feel like they're going, "Oh, Batman's Batman, 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 Batman." And
well, they are in the trailer,
but
I don't know how much they're going to do that in the movie.
But I feel like it's being sold. Right now they're trying to sell it on Batman, 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 Batman. And because it's a Warner Brothers property.
Because they can't push Flash. Because
it's a Warner Brothers property. I saw it this morning. Rotten Tomatoes is coming out with, wow, Ezra Miller's blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, because you're owned by fucking Warner Brothers. So of course you're going to try to push Ezra Miller.
I don't know.
I feel they're hoping that the fucking hype has gone down about the pig that he is.
Oh, yeah. And it has.
Not for some of us.
No.
I'm sure as fuck never going to support anything he does.
Then you're a vocal minority.
The more I'm reading, and maybe you're right, but the more I'm reading, I don't feel like a minority. Every post I see about The Flash, there's always several commenters who are like, "I won't see this just because this guy's a fucking child groomer."
Ezra Miller is an example of how the networks or whatever, the production companies can rewrite things and like pretend something didn't happen and keep going because they have to at this point.
And I'm really curious to see how The Flash does. Like I said, I'm not going to pay to see it, but I'm curious how many people will take that same stance.
Yeah, Aquaman 2 or whatever.
Fuck.
It's gonna come out and no
that's going to be a thud.
Guarantee she's gonna be out of it.
Oh yeah. But I mean, Aquaman 2 is going to be an absolute thud when it comes out.
I'm just bringing it up because of what's her face.
Ever heard?
Yeah.
What's funny too though is like the Flash and Aquaman, and there's some people that are, and I think they're the minority who Aquaman and the Flash are their favorite characters, right? They're a minority, but they're out there.
Whose favorite is Aquaman?
That they're out there.
The Flash is my favorite. Like
they're out favorites. There, but they're a minority. I don't know anyone who wants an Aquaman 2. There were people that talked about.
There's Mimosa fans.
Mimosa, yeah, it's true.
I get that. Love to drink.
I can get that, but I don't know anyone that was like when Justice League came out, they're like, you haven't built any of these fucking characters up. You know, the only character you really need to build in Justice League that didn't have any sort of backstory was fucking Cyborg. It'd be nice to learn more, and you did in your Snyder cut. But Aquaman talks to fish, runs the oceans. The end. That's all you got to know about Aquaman. Flash run
then
fast.
You get this problem, just like Marvel, where we had amazing origin stories, well done movies for these, and then now we're getting no origin, or you're getting TV episodes that no one's watching.
It really is like they've kind of changed,
flipped,
you know.
So maybe
I have zero interest in anything Marvel related right now. I just don't give a fuck. I'm burnt
seeing
out.
a lot of that and like now some of the actors from Marvel
are
are
fucking coming out
talking
against them.
Yeah,
it's
it's so
what's her name?
weird.
Elizabeth Olsen was saying, Marvel,
I have
fucking
no
lose
interest
my
in
number.
coming back.
No
Yeah.
interest in coming back.
And what's his name that played Thor's father?
Oh,
Said
Anthony Hopkins.
It's like a senseless role, and someone else said something along the lines of like,
yeah, it's funny how they're towing the line when it's bringing money in,
just
right?
doing it for the cat. Yeah, just whatever.
Well, yeah, they're towing the line when it's bringing money in, but as soon as it's time to fucking pounce on it and hate it, you're going to jump on that bandwagon.
Which is unfortunate because now a lot more of the crowd is going to say bad things because
They'll just follow suit.
Yeah.
And you know what? I will not hate on, I don't know what you call it, phase 1, 2, 3, because Endgame is end of phase 3. Those 3 phases of Marvel were perfect. They hit. They had a couple stumbles.
That should be one phase.
Yeah, absolutely. But they had a couple stumbles. But the majority of those films were awesome, and everything after that has been.
Phase 4 was limbo. It was like nothing matters.
Yeah, but this phase 5, it's
still,
it feels like
it's the build.
It feels directionless, and that's what I said before. It feels directionless. Nobody has an idea, and they keep on like you've tried to bring up the idea that they're reaching something. They're going to get there. They're going to get there. I don't feel that. I feel it's complete bullshit, and it's completely directionless. They have no idea what they're doing.
I completely disagree. I am on your side in terms of this phase is going to be the worst, and it shouldn't be. And it should be like almost the best because this whole phase is ruining the Secret Wars. And the Secret Wars should be amazing.
Not to mention
what everyone wants.
I don't care. And that to me is always going to, because the characters is always what makes you interested in something. I don't give a good goddamn about any of these characters. There is not one character right now in the Marvel Universe that in my opinion could hold a fucking candle to any of the original Avengers. Not a fucking one. The new Black Widow, no. Hawkeye, okay. New Iron Man girl, the black girl.
Well, we haven't seen anything more from that.
Sure. Captain Marvel,
it's just like quick intros from whatever movie, and then you're supposed to care.
Yeah.
And I don't.
Yeah, there's nothing organic, nothing
I don't
that
even
builds
care.
to it.
You did a 8 episode arc of what's her face, the one that's going to be in Marvels, the girl.
Oh yeah,
That's how much I care. Like
Yep.
it doesn't interest me, and it should.
What sucks is I see the actors trying, but the actors there's something missing. There's something and I think it's the
Good
rush. Yeah, they're trying to make you. Don't you care about? Look, she's a teenager. Don't you care about her? Look, she's a teenager who has superpowers. Don't you care about her? Like, no, I've got to organically learn to care.
Jumping into the action, jumping into the storyline instead of having an origin to make you care about that actor.
And giving you the low-hanging fruit of why you should care. Oh, Carol Danvers, guys thought that she couldn't do it, and she's a girl, and now she can do it. Don't you care about her? It's like, no, I think Carol Danvers is a world-class bitch. I fucking hate that character passionately. Oh, okay, well, forget her. What about the other, they seem
But they're not doing forget her.
That's what it feels like
they're doing. This next movie is her.
No.
Marvel's is her.
And the other 2 girls.
The black chick, what's her name?
I can't remember her name, but I kept on calling her Black Iron Man because she's basically...
No, that's not who it is.
I thought you were thinking from Wakanda Forever. She's kind of the Iron Man.
The black girl is the one from WandaVision, who is the agent.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It's the daughter of the mother who is friends with Captain Marvel.
But if you don't like Captain Marvel, that's okay. We got this other character that you might care about. And if you don't care about Rambo, well, that's all right. We got this other girl who's like, it feels like they're like, if you don't like this character, that's fine. You might like the other character.
It's what do you got? Freaky Friday. That's what they're doing with Marvels.
For me, it feels like they're all cookie cutter, and if you don't like one, you'll like the next one. Don't worry. And if you don't like that one, you'll like the next one.
But they made that work with Guardians.
But see, I don't think they treated their characters like that with the first 3 phases and with the original 2 Guardians.
Well, also Guardians is a separate.
But you better learn to like Peter Quill, and if you don't like him, you're just going to watch a movie with a guy you don't like.
And then a TV show.
Which, you know what? That's fine. Like, imagine you didn't like Iron Man.
Depending.
If you didn't like Iron Man, too fucking bad. You're watching Iron Man for 25 of these movies, right? Like I said, they stumbled out of the gate with the Hulk, but Captain America, you don't like Chris Evans?
Which Hulk?
Right. You stumble out of the gate with Captain America, too bad. That's who you're watching. They never
That was
had,
a good movie.
but they might have had cold feet. They might have been nervous, but they never pulled back. And with these new ones, it feels like they don't have the fucking balls to force you to say, hey, here's
focus.
Carol Danvers.
Yeah.
You're gonna, even if you don't like her, you're gonna put up with her.
Totally
They
agree.
did that in the two last Avengers movies. You don't like Carol Danvers? Too bad. She's fucking there. And I'm like, I hate the bitch, but I like everything else that's going on, so I'm gonna watch.
They're going to do that.
Whereas with these ones, it's like, oh, you don't like Miss Marvel? That's okay. There's this other girl in there. Oh, you don't like the other girl too? That's
But
okay.
it's a team up.
But it to me, it's like you don't need to focus or like anybody because there's a myriad of them. You know what I mean?
I just think they're trying to get as many heroes,
Yeah.
your attention on as many heroes as you can because of the Secret Wars coming. And they're all going to fight each other in different ways.
Yep.
And that'll be interesting, but no one's going to care because there's no
stakes.
backstory. No one cares about the backstory. And so this whole phase is going to flop.
Yeah.
And then I feel like the next phase is going to flop. It's going to be like, it's basically what happens after Secret Wars and then going into like Secret Wars 2.
Right.
All right. So Secret Wars 2 will be the end of 5, I guess, because we're in 4.
Again, I'm done paying attention.
I think people will start caring again. Phase 6.
I think people will start carrying him when they do what Bob Iger told them to do: scrap everything. Let's go back to.
That's phase 6.
But let's start with everything brand new.
That's
Nothing
phase
remembered.
6.
Well, we'll see.
Because phase 6, we're going to maybe not say that's erased, but they're going to not think about it anymore, and they're going to focus on the characters that we may have wanted or that hasn't come up. X-Men. We're going back to that. But we're going to do it all new Marvel-esque.
Yep.
All right. We're going to Fantastic Four, which will be huge if they do it right.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's going to be the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th time to flop this fucking family.
And
That's amazing.
if they were smart, they would do X-Force.
I don't know what that is. Is that one of your race wars?
X-Force was, I could be wrong.
You're wrong.
But it's the group of like X-Men, Wolverine, Deadpool, Sabretooth.
I think, aren't they all coming back in Deadpool 3?
So Deadpool 3 is a different story because Deadpool 3 is a break the fourth wall type movie, but also they're taking the Fox properties and I'm guessing they're going to be like, how are we going to explain this Wolverine is here? How are we going to explain that these X-Men are here?
See, all of this to me as a casual comic book movie watcher. I'm a huge science fiction and fantasy watcher. But a comic book movie watcher, the more you start barking numbers at me, like phase 4, phase 6, X-Force, I'm like, my eyes glaze over. I'm like, I just don't give a fuck. But you know why, though? Because I never thought of those first 25 Marvel movies in any capacity of a phase. I saw them as a growing narrative of a story. Mm-hmm. As soon as you introduce all this phase shit, and I know it's not you, it should be.
Well, when you have so much stuff, you have to.
And I get it. I guess
chapters.
That's what makes me just kind of grow entirely disinterested.
Well, that's why I think phase 6 will bring people back in because they'll be like, you lost interest? Oh, you didn't care about the last 2 phases? Oh, well, we got something for you. You've been asking for it. X-Men, Fantastic Four, Deadpool back.
And I think what they should do
the current one
is a lot of stuttering so they can get the Satanists on board.
Like
They
me.
can be like phase 6 is going to be the best one yet. They can constantly keep on going phase 666.
In letter form, KK.
You monster.
What else could we talk about?
I don't know.
What did you do yesterday?
There was something I was going to do. Oh, I was going to put up new lights. Oh, shit. So my house has 4 floodlights. So there's like, our outside light and a light between the 2 garage doors. And then we have 4 floodlights, and all of them are burnt out. So I was going to replace them.
Is that like security lights that come on when?
No, they don't come on. They're a switch that
predators
you either
nearby,
turn on.
like mountain lions.
Nope, you either turn them on or not. Mountain lions, I could just fight away. Let's be honest. But
The only thing closest to mountain lions are those little dingoes that we have here. Right?
we have foxes here. I see them on my little security
What's the
camera.
other one? The leopard.
Coyotes.
No, coyotes.
Leopards. Yes, we have leopards. The African leopard that we
Canadian
constantly
leopard
have.
is called a coyote.
The Canadian leopard walks around going, "You got any cheese, eh?"
But you have coyotes in your backyard. You hear them all the time. Do you not hear them?
They're more in your backyard, not mine.
They're actually near the prison, the castle.
Peach's Castle.
Yeah.
Someone's getting peached. But no. So, no, they're just a light switch I can turn off and on. But I want to get, there's these lights that they have at Home Depot. You have to, the only thing that sucks is if you want to change the color, you need to physically, they're like a clock, you turn them and they go to a different color. They're an LED light. And I want to use all red. So when I turn on this switch, all 4 floodlights at the front of the house will be red.
So you can't buy smart lights that flood?
Not outside, not for the outside. Inside, yes, but not for the outside.
They don't have outside.
Not that I can find on their
smart
website.
floodlights?
I'll have to go to there to see if they have it, but I was looking
They'll all
online.
break in the winter.
Right? But even everyone said, they're great. They say they have a 25,000-hour warranty, and most of them go out after 3 years, which sucks.
That's better than normal floodlights, right?
But I'm just looking forward to having the front of the house all red. That'll look fucking cool. So everyone will know
What's the need for that?
to make people think I'm a Satanist.
Okay.
So they'll be like, when they're going around, we should rob a house like the wet bandits in Home Alone. They're going
You
around.
had to explain Home Alone.
Let's steal from one of these people, but don't steal from them. They're Satanists. All they're going to have in their place is inverted crosses and pagan sluts.
I would love to steal pagan sluts.
So would I.
That they're like witches, right?
I don't know.
Well, they
Pagan
do
is
pagan.
something, but I don't know what the fuck
They're
it
witches.
is. Yeah, I think so.
That someone's gonna reply on
Vivitch.
TikTok, and they're like,
Tell
"Well,
us on TikTok.
The pagans were technically
We should
not
answer some of the
witches.
questions
They were
that
told-
guys had on
People
TikTok.
put labels on them.
But
Witches
you
is
won't put
kind
the
of like
fucking questions
a derogatory
into
term.
a list
It's a slander
that we can read from.
towards the
So,
witches.
That's why we don't answer questions from you people, because Dickweed here will not put them into a list.
I respond on TikTok. You just refuse to get on TikTok and respond.
It's true.
So anytime you see watching complain, responding, it's me.
Yeah, it's never me.
He doesn't care.
I will never answer because I do care.
You're lazy.
Yeah, I do care. Yeah, that's a
You're
good way
too
to put it.
lazy
I'm too
to
fucking lazy.
sign up for the thing, and then you're too stubborn to go,
Technically-
you know what? It's so easy.
Technically, you bugged me to create a TikTok account.
Technically, you have one, yeah.
So I have a TikTok account. I
Just so
I've
that I
never
can
logged
tag
into
him.
it.
So when he logs into next, it's gonna be like 30,000 tags of each video.
But I do like that TikTok used to always, Bubblicious is on TikTok or Phil's mom is on TikTok. And I never,
Who is Bubblicious?
but I never unsubscribed from that. I never, set it to go to junk, but it just stopped because I guess they realized I was never logging into TikTok. They're like, fuck it, stop bugging this guy.
I wish Instagram would learn the same thing for all the videos you send me.
I only get,
When do I ever respond?
I like to send them to you. They're important.
Most of them are boobs.
with fucking Instagram is every day it drops down a little notification telling me that your wife is on Instagram. And I'm like, okay. So I just swipe down on my
Trying to
way.
get your attention, right?
But I'm like, why don't you, but aren't there any other people I know?
do you find Instagram's dead now because of TikTok?
Yeah.
There's
I
like
find that
no-
Instagram now is all
There's no
ads and
comment.
selling.
Yeah,
and
people
shit.
are
Yeah.
like, oh, you can promote that on blah, blah, blah. I'm just showing a picture of my kid.
Yep.
But you can promote them. You can
But you can make money. DM me for promotion. And I'm like, whatever.
perfume and stuff. And it's a picture of my kid.
I get that.
Fucking idiots.
I get the one that I
Please
constantly
promote
see
well.
is oh shit. It just left my brain. It was in my brain. Forget it. It'll come back. But it's what I keep on seeing.
Post a picture of your thumb
I know what
and
it is.
see if someone tries to promote it.
It shows a picture of some, and maybe it's just because I don't like anything. That's one thing I don't do anymore. I don't like anything on Instagram.
You don't
I
like
just-
anything, period.
Yeah, that's true. But I just swipe by it. But I see more and more like girls doing that cross-eyed, sticking their tongues out thing and wearing next to nothing.
That's because of your feed.
But it says
That's because you like it.
her OnlyFans is free, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm not gonna fucking follow this girl. She looks like she has some developmental problems. So scroll to the next one.
Some guys like
oh,
that.
look at her. You know, she's got a great big ass, and she's outside, and she's going waifu. Her OnlyFans is free, and I'm like, I don't care. Like, I don't get what that's. Well, I understand. It's trying to promote her OnlyFans.
It's a algorithm based off of what you've looked at while you're going through your feed.
I don't like that. What fucks me up is I don't like any of it. So I'm like, why does it keep on coming through when I'm not liking any of it?
Probably because you like other pornographic type situations, and it's going. He likes porn.
I don't really like anything on Instagram. You know, I'm going to start liking.
You don't go through like boobs and go heart, boob. Oh, stay on that boobs. I like those boobs.
Yep.
Yeah, and you pretend to keep scrolling,
you know what?
but you're still looking
it's
at
not
the same
because I
pair
don't
of
like them.
boobs
It's because I
they're
share
giant.
them. I don't share the waifu girls, but I do share the big.
Oh well,
titty
then
ones.
that's it.
So
TikTok
it should start put them in your fucking feed.
No, I know better. TikTok does even worse, like better because they have a better algorithm system. But
Better titties.
if I start looking at like comedians on TikTok, it's going to send me more comedians to look at. So if you're going to look at boobs all the time, they're going to send you a picture of me.
Interesting.
A boob.
Yeah, it's funny whenever my son always has to be right beside me whenever I'm in the morning before we go to school and looking at Instagram. And if I'm, scrolling through Instagram, there's a pair of titties, I'll just kind of stop and look at the titties and he'll be like, scroll by it. I'm like, fucking little bastard. Give him a few years. So my oldest son is an artist. Like both of them are. They are constantly drawing. And they fill sketchbooks, right? And whenever they fill a sketchbook, I bring it down here and I put it into we have a tote in the hidey hole of all their stuff.
I love doing that too.
And going through one of Dexter's recent sketchbooks.
Taking a sketchbook. I mean, I like doing that too. I take Dexter's sketchbooks.
Oh, yeah, and show it to Alexander. Say, why can't you be like this?
They're in a tote.
But Dexter clearly has the same interests that his dad does, specifically great big boobs and great big bums.
Because all of them naked.
No, never naked, but they're like they look like anime characters.
Well, yeah.
That he draws with like great big tits and like halter tops on, so you can see all the cleavage. But he's learning like the human form, like he's learning to draw and of the human form. So we're not going to, of course, stop him.
Keep him going because he could make money off that.
It's quite comical to be like, he definitely has his father's preferences for things.
That's normal.
Large and in charge women who also have tails, apparently. All right. Enough of this bullshit.
I'm going home.
That's not how you end a podcast.
Oh, I'm sorry that I'm going home. Watching play.
Phil would rather stay and sleep on the toilet floor. We're
I
sorry
can sleep
that you've
anywhere.
been watching.
You know this.
We're sorry you've been watching Watch and Complain. We would never watch it. Follow us on our socials, which are TikTok. That is not me. It's all Phil. That you're going to watch this on. If you're watching this, you're watching it on TikTok.
Watch Complain.
Watchandcomplain.com, the website. You can find Phil on Grindr.
No, it doesn't take you there.
If you look up Yoda tits on Grindr, you get Phil.
Well, I put the pictures, like the pasties of Yoda, not Grogu, because that would be weird. Because
he is 50 though. So
but
it's all right.
But it's not. It's not like dog years.
What about Yaddle?
If you went by dog years, you couldn't have sex with a dog ever.
Yaddle.
You know what I mean?
I like the dogs underage anyway.
My dog is 13.
I like the underage dogs.
But if you go by dog years and you go 13 times 7, then you're having sex with someone that's really old. So,
Gilf.
So it's okay.
Or a DILF, which is
not okay for the dog.
No, a DGILF,
dog would
which
be
is a dead grandma.
40 years
I'd like
old.
to fuck. Anyways,
So
you can find us on Grindr and TikTok and
the pasties.
Pornhub.
And then I have one big lightsaber down there.
Pornhub is what you can find Phil on.
It's like a red one.
Anyways, we're sorry you've been watching Watch and Complain. We hope that you haven't gotten this far. Goodbye.
Good time.